Welcome back to my channel. My name is Michaela Newton, and what you'll see on my channel is a lot of business vlogs, entrepreneurship, philanthropy, because I wear many hats. And this vlog is a little bit different than most of my vlogs because I have my team here. So, to my right is Danielle, who some of you who've been following me for a while have met before, and she is the creative genius behind all of my products and all of my books. And to my left here, or my right, depending on when the camera slipped.
Yeah, true.
Yes, this is Michaela, who is my marketing manager, and she's in town because it's also my birthday. So we decided to get the girls together and just talk about our journey, running this business and how we met each other, and just, so you guys get to know us a bit better. So, I first met, did I meet Danielle or Michaela first? I met Michaela first, actually.
Maybe 6 or 7 years ago?
Yeah. So we'll talk about how we met.
Well, we actually met through an ex-boyfriend of mine.
Yes, it's true.
Let's start off with a bang.
Yes, her ex-boyfriend and I went to high school together.
Way. Yes. So that's how I met Michaela, and we connected on a music level.
Yes.
So that's how we connected. But basically, I think the first time I spoke to Michaela on the phone, we spoke for at least 2 hours, and we'd never met. We'd never met before.
Yeah.
Oh. And we just had such a good call. And I think I got the phone, and I said to my ex-boyfriend, was like, oh, I feel like I know her really well, like that's just so nice and so great. So anyways, that's how we met, and then we just continued the friendship for
even after the
6 or 7 years.
Yep.
Yes, even after.
I love that.
So you know.
Exactly. And then Michaela's been part of the Big Dreamers team.
Overture as well. That's right.
True.
So I've supported Michaela on a few things for music for your charity.
Yeah,
which has been great.
As I mentioned earlier with philanthropy, I'm the founder and former executive director of Overture with the Arts, and we offer a variety of in-school and after-school arts workshops to youth. And Michaela generously donated her time and did some songwriting workshops with a bunch of teenage girls, brought them to the studio, coached them in the studio, so that was a really amazing experience.
We also did the songwriter competition as well. That was right before the pandemic.
Yeah.
So that was really good.
So Michaela's been supporting on, several of my different projects.
How could I not?
Yeah. So then when I was talking to Michaela just casually as a friend one day, and I was just telling her how I needed help, and Michaela actually has years of experience in marketing, so I was like, so Michaela,
how you
doing?
Want
to work for my new company?
What you up to?
So true.
Yeah, so then I convinced her to come on board.
You didn't convince.
Well, it's true. I asked her, and she was like, okay.
No, I'm happy to help, and this is a small operation for now, but I'm happy to help now because I totally believe in what you're doing, and I believe in your products, and I love the work that we do together because I think of those things combined, like your passion, but I love what you're trying to do and the impact that you're making in the community. Also, not even just in the community, but nationwide and internationally as well. So, you two really are the same person.
What is happening?
Definitely not scripted.
Wow.
That was funny. But like that.
Yeah.
That part. I feel like I'm the odd one out. I'm like, should I also do that?
Oh, man, I love that.
It's true though. No, it's totally true, and I'm very inspired by the work that you do, and I'm happy to help. Like the little bit I can help,
it's not a
little bit,
happy to.
Girl.
Like honestly, Michaela's being very humble because
way too humble.
She has brought on. No, honestly, she's helped me scale up my business because I was overwhelmed. Being a solopreneur is really hard. I mean,
it's a lot, y'all.
You're juggling a lot and wearing multiple hats, and I have ideas that I wanted to do with marketing, but I just didn't have the bandwidth. So since I brought on Michaela, it's like she's like, taking all the crazy ideas in my head and like making them come to life.
Streamline her just a little bit.
It goes from like all of this to like Okay, no,
I mean,
let's make it this way.
I want world domination for you. Like, believe me, I want that.
1000%.
But, you know, we have to sort
I know.
of create the action plan to move in that direction.
Yeah.
But dreaming big, hello, like, yes, you know.
Yeah. Because sometimes I can be extra.
But that's
I'm
good.
like, let's do this,
We
this,
also
this,
need
that.
extra, right?
Yeah.
We do,
You
but
wouldn't be where you are without extra.
Yeah.
I suppose, but I do need to be reeled in. So
I love that. I think in order for everybody to achieve their, you have to dream big. So you keep using your tagline, but marketing person. But it's true. Like, you have to do that in order to be able to achieve those goals. I mean, if you didn't have that,
yeah, that's true.
it's a bit like, I mean, I wouldn't feel as inspired. Danielle probably wouldn't feel as inspired.
Yeah.
People that work with you, other people that work with you don't feel as inspired. It's an amazing thing, and good ideas. You will always get good people to come and support you. I totally believe in that. I think it's such a.
We all about to cry on this. This vlog is about to be
You
tons
didn't
of
know we were
tears.
gonna get all.
Yeah, we're gonna get real emotional, guys.
And the ironic thing is, it's me that's saying it. Like, normally I'm not. Normally I'm not quite that a bit British in that way. But yeah, no, but it's the truth. I'm happy to say those. Like, I want to say those things because it's the truth and it's how I feel and the work that you do, and your talent is just outstanding. And also, so Michaela has a new book. I just want to mention this. She has a new book. Not that I'm the marketing person, but she has a new
Link
book
down below,
called
guys.
Noelle, and Danielle had illustrated this entire book for Christmas. So it's about this black boy's dream of becoming Santa, and sort of the trials and tribulations of his journey as he comes, as he sort of navigates that journey for the adversity he comes across. So Michaela told me that you were like, I hate these illustrations.
The
And I'm,
adversity
like,
that I
looking
had
at
to
them.
come across to get through this book.
Girl, like, I was looking, I'm like, these are amazing. Like, I don't, so Michaela and I
Now I look at it and I'm like, oh,
do
this
we have
is
it?
great.
Can we show it?
Yeah, of course.
Can we,
Also,
so,
link down below.
yes.
Link down below for Noelle.
Do you love that, like, this was just an introduction, I'm already on so. This is what I was talking about. But it is in reference to your talent and skill
Thank you.
and ability, because, this is just such beautiful work. And the funny thing is that Michaela and I have meetings once a week, and she's telling me that Danielle, like, really is not happy with her illustrations.
But-
Let me just show you.
Just bear in mind, though, this is the first time that Danielle's
I mean-
illustrated a book in this style.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
perfection. Like,
it's just so good.
So for
It's
context,
good.
I'm a graphic designer, I'm an illustrator, but I'm not an illustrator in this style. So this is a completely new style for me, and that was the hard part. And then there was also the timeline. The timeline also had to shift too,
Yeah.
so it was like
Yeah.
time crunch.
Yeah.
In the end, it was absolutely worth it. And even though I said I wasn't gonna do a second book, I would definitely do a second book now. After seeing it, like physically seeing it,
Yes.
because it's one thing to see it online, it's another
it's
thing
true.
to like have the person or the client that receives it love it. But
Yeah.
then it's a completely different thing with you, the person who created it,
yeah.
is physically touching it. Yeah, I was
Yes.
like, okay, I can do this. I can
So
definitely do this.
Danielle saw it last week when I was at a vendor fair for the first
So
time
good. Yeah.
live in the flesh. and
Literally,
she's
I was like, oh my gosh, Michaela.
I know.
I was like, literally gave her full government name. I was like, Michaela Newton, oh my gosh. And then like people are passing by and I'm like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh.
My work is so good. I'm so good.
Not even that. It's more like, oh my gosh, it doesn't look
I
as
know.
bad as it I thought it was in my head. You know
But
what
there
I
was
mean?
literally nothing bad about it. So when she showed me the
So
fully illustrated draft, we
Yeah.
had minor tweaks to make, but it was
Yeah.
more or less final. I teared up. Because I just felt so much pride, and I just thought about all the like young black girls and boys that were gonna read this book, feel inspired, see themselves represented, and I just like the floodgates opened. I just could not contain myself because it's just it's just such a beautiful project.
It really is.
But like link down below.
You need this for Christmas.
Yes.
Like, honestly, stocking stuffer, gift under the tree.
Yeah.
It's just a
And
beautiful.
it's an uplifting story.
It
as
really
well.
is, and it's also, we should mention, it's rhyming as well.
Yeah.
Which is even more fun.
Really fun.
And my first original book, because typically I'm retelling stories about like trailblazers in black
Very
Canadian history, and this is my
true.
first original story.
Yeah.
So it was so much fun to work on, and I'm already brainstorming the second version, well, not
Yeah.
second version, but the second edition of the book,
Yes.
which will have some new characters included and possibly some music and
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes, music.
yeah, and we were even talking about doing a plush doll to accompany
Yes.
it. So big plans. I have introduced Danielle before on the channel, but let's just talk about how we met.
A little rewind.
Exactly.
So I actually had a book signing, self-published book signing at Chapters or Indigo. If you're from the States, it's similar to Barnes and Nobles. And I was in the store with my mom.
Yep.
Sitting at the table, my coloring books were there, and like she passed by and she was like, "Hi." Like she came into the store for something completely unrelated.
Didn't know she was gonna
But
be
then
there.
since I was essentially like at the beginning of the store, so close to the entrance, and she like stopped by my table and we just started chatting from there. And she's like, "Actually, like I have an idea for an activity book." And I'm like, "Oh great, well I'm the illustrator, I'm the graphic designer of this book, like I can set that all up for you." And then like, we exchanged information, and that was what, 2018?
So to put things in context, I met Danielle February 2018.
Yeah, 2018.
Had an idea in my head. I think I only started working with you probably in like April.
Like months later, yeah.
Yeah, April, let's say May.
Yeah.
And then Big Dreamers Volume 1 came out October 2018.
Yeah.
So had I
And it
not
all
met
started
you,
because of a literal coincidence.
yeah, and I was like, I need to talk to this girl.
Yeah.
Like, I just have to.
Which is crazy, yeah. And
Yeah.
so we've been working together ever since.
4 years.
Going on volume 3 soon.
I know, Volume 3, another Noelle book.
Another Noelle book, tons
More
of products. So I
products.
like illustrate and design all of her products in 2D format. And then we of course send it to the suppliers, they do their magic.
Explain what 2D is.
So 2D is flat. So there's 2D and then there's 3D. So 3D would be something that you can see and turn all around and see all sides, so 3-dimensional. And 2D, 2-dimensional, is more flat. So you see more normally the surface or the front version of it. So if we're designing one of your dolls, I would design the front and the back. Not necessarily the sides or anything like that. Plus the suppliers that we use, they also just work with me as well. They've worked with me previously.
Exactly.
Plus they also are in the business of making dolls. That's literally what they do. So it's not too much of a surprise that they need to see all dimensions. But generally speaking, some suppliers do. But yeah, so I do 2D artwork, so 2-dimensional versus 3D.
Yeah, but it's also like really good to be able to work with Danielle because she's also a solopreneur. So it's like we bounce ideas off of each other. We really do support each other. And people think we're weird because, for example, like I said, she was at my vendor fair last week and she wasn't just there as a shopper.
I was there as a vendor as well.
Exactly. She was selling her products and people were like, wait, is your table connected to that table? I was like,
and we
no.
weren't even next to each other. Like we were far apart. And like, yes, we do both have plush dolls, but they're also like very different looking. But I guess a lot of people don't really notice that.
Exactly. But like the way I see it is like a win for you and a sale for you is a win for me as well. Because like people were literally just like, why would you invite your competitor? I'm like, she's not my competitor. I'm like, we support each other. Yes, we have similar products, but like, no, like the magic and the beauty of our business and friendship is the fact that although we have similar products, we are still going to support each other no matter what.
And like, if you would rather this doll, that's fine. You'd rather that doll, that's
Literally.
fine. Like,
I have her, like for the longest time, her dolls were on my website. So it's like, no, I will support her.
And you also have like a lot other products, like a lot more other products that aren't doll related that are extremely educational too on top of it. So it's like there's so many other things that are, okay, you don't want to get a doll, like book.
Yep.
Oh, it's so true.
Enamel pins, like stickers, like
Yeah.
keychain, like there's so many other things that you could get too, right? So
Exactly.
No, it's amazing that collaborative spirit, like, you know, you rise together. There's just no, I also think it's more, I think that the competitive nature of business feels like an older model. I feel like a more modern model, and especially with the era of social media, is that people sort of rise together. They work together, whether it's YouTubers or social media or influencers or whatever it is. This sort of modern way of moving forward does seem to be more collaborative in that sense. So I feel like you two have that relationship that feels so very naturally collaborative, and that's why it's like both of the companies will rise, both of you will. It's just that natural progression that comes from that authentic love for that other person. Like you admire your company, vice versa. It's amazing.
Yeah, like
There's
I
no
literally
there's no need for anything.
No, like I bought a doll. I bought your latest doll
Yeah.
at the vendor fair.
Yeah.
I was like, cool, I need that.
We're all gonna get it. We're all gonna get up there. We're all gonna reach where we need to reach.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And being competitive and being more like, again, it's just so much more energy. Like,
I know.
I was like, even if I wanted to be like, who has the energy for that? I'm tired.
But
like,
some people thrive off of that where I'm like, oh,
guess.
get that away from me.
It's too much. It's too much.
I just couldn't.
But I guess you can still be in a good way competitive.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Of like, oh, I'm inspired by this person's work. But yes, I totally know
like
what you're
to be
saying.
combative and like
Yes,
yeah,
and to be like,
no.
this is like my toy. You can as my twin.
Yeah,
I'm just too old for that nonsense.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
No one
with
has
you.
energy for that.
Yeah.
But also, it's like, I'm not petty like that.
That
like,
too. It's also a personality thing for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because neither one of us has that in us. Like, we're both all about collaboration and like uplifting other female, especially Black female entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
So, no, like you said.
I think it is like, you know, a very female trait too.
Yeah.
I think, you know, women, we do always want to try to help. Well, I want to believe that is the case. I do really want to believe that. And my experience has been that, actually.
Yeah.
That, you know, my whole life I've been surrounded by great women, inspired by great women, never felt held back or never been in a situation where, you know, there's been any form of jealousy or aggression or anything like that. So I feel quite lucky in the sense that I've had women around me that have constantly been like, let's do this together.
Yeah.
You know, it's such a nice feeling.
Only the rest of the world thought.
As long as the majority do, hopefully.
Yes.
That's what matters, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's true.